I think Wes said it after the game that we played a good game. You know, if you look at the statistics, we had the majority of the ball, chances, territory, whatnot. I just think it came down to like finishing in the final third, which we've done a lot of practice at this week after Kentucky, but I think everything's there. It's just execution at this point.
Coach said that he was pleased with performance, just the lack of quality in the final pass. What have y'all been doing in practice to prepare for the next matchup against Auburn?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of crossing and finishing, which I think hits on that really well. We're getting to the end line and we're cutting it back. It's just we're not necessarily finding a person. So we've been doing drills, we've been doing like live games, working on cutting it back. So I even said to one of my center backs today, we've been doing really well at it just this week. So hopefully that'll show through on Thursday.
Talk about how much the rest period has helped with not having a game this past Sunday and kind of having a few extra days to reset before the next one.
Yeah, I think it was needed. We've played Thursday, Sundays the whole entire season leading up to this, and I know some other SEC teams didn't have any games, but we had a light practice on Sunday. It was just fun, and I think it'll be good leading up to Auburn. You know, having some fresh legs.
It's going to be a fun night on Thursday, and just with the history of Auburn, what are you excited for? Just the environment being home and playing the Tigers.
I'm really excited to have them at home. I love playing Auburn personally. My freshman year, we actually lost to them regular season and then beat them in the SEC tournament, and I scored the winning goal as a freshman. So that was one of my, I love playing Auburn because of that game. So I think my send-off fifth-year Auburn game at home is going to be really exciting.
Obviously, Auburn's a big rival game, but you've also played in a couple Power Pink games by now. What would you say your favorite aspect of those games is?
The pink jerseys.
Pink jerseys?
No, I love October and the pink games and being able to celebrate anyone who has breast cancer, had breast cancer. I think it's really cool, and pink's my favorite color. So.
Coach already talked about Auburn with us tactically, but what do you guys see from a player's perspective about Auburn in between on the field?
Like Auburn as a team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly, we don't know much about Auburn, or at least I don't. I feel like we don't talk about the other teams quite as much as we focus on ourselves. So, you know, if we go out, do our usual thing, kind of how we do it, hopefully we can play well.
So what do you want to focus on for yourselves going into the match?
I think definitely, like I said earlier, the final third, finishing maybe one extra pass or taking a shot when there's an open lane, just kind of finishing the chances we give ourselves, maybe doing a little more of a set attack, calming it down a little bit, kind of playing around them. I think that'll be a good focus.
A lot of those tactics that you described are more responsibilities of the attackers and the wingers. You as a central midfielder, how do you feel like you can affect or help them in that area?
I think as a holding mid, I need to do my part defensively. You know, it's a big role stopping the ball from getting to the backs, you know, but it's just as big of a role connecting to the wide players, you know, in that set attack in our half, you know, getting it from one winger to the other, kind of just calming the game down a little bit. So hopefully I'll be able to do that.
As a central midfielder, bringing it, going off of that, a lot of the attack has been through Gianna over the top balls, and you said you're going to the end line and cutting it back. Are you looking to get away from those over the top balls, or are you just going to add on to that?
Yeah, I think that's kind of something we've added this year and last year, you know, the big over the top balls. I think it depends on who we're playing, if that's going to be more beneficial or not. You know, if Auburn has a high line, I think that'll be beneficial, but I think we've practiced a lot, you know, getting it to one side, quickly switching it to the other and getting to end line. So I think we'll see it, but maybe not quite as much as we have been.
As one of the older players, there's a lot of turnover from last year to this year. As one of the older players, do you feel that there's a responsibility on your behalf to kind of tell them or make them understand the importance of the Auburn game?
Yeah, I think we already kind of have been touching on it. You know, Wes was like, if Auburn has anything to play for this year, it's this game. And we have just as much to play for. You know, some people have gone all 4 years without, losing to Auburn, and we want to keep it that way. And I definitely want to finish my fifth year off with the Iron Bowl.